What is Spring Boot auto configuration? Imagine building a web application and having a helpful assistant who sets up everything you need without you having to write all the setup code yourself. That's what Spring Boot auto configuration does for Java developers. When you include specific starter dependencies in your project, Spring Boot automatically detects them and configures the necessary components for you. This means if you add a web starter, it will set up a web server and request handling without extra work. The key idea is dependency-driven configuration. When you add a starter like Spring Boot Starter Web, it pulls in libraries such as Spring Model View Controller Framework, embedded Tomcat server, and JSON processing tools. Spring Boot then recognizes these libraries on the class path and configures them automatically. You don't need to manually write code to set up a web server or request mappings. It saves a lot of time and reduces boilerplate code. Auto configuration also uses conditional logic. It checks if certain classes are present or absent, or if specific properties are set in your application. If conditions are met, it applies default configurations. If not, it skips them. This flexibility allows you to override defaults easily if you want custom settings. Spring Boot starters are like bundles of common libraries for specific tasks. Adding a starter triggers auto-configuration for that task. For example, including the database starter sets up connection pools, transaction management, and object relational mapping frameworks. This makes working with databases or APIs much simpler. Spring Boot also manages dependency versions for you. When you update the main Spring Boot version, all related dependencies update automatically. This keeps your project compatible and reduces the hassle of managing individual library versions. Developers can create their own auto-configuration classes too. This is useful when building reusable libraries or when you need specific setups across multiple projects. You can extend or customize the automatic setup process to fit your needs. For backend developers working on APIs, databases, and server-side logic, auto-configuration makes development faster and easier. For example, adding the web starter gives you a ready-to-use web server and MVC framework. Including a database starter configures connection pools and transaction management automatically. This means you can focus on writing your business logic instead of worrying about infrastructure setup. In short, Spring Boot auto configuration simplifies back-end development by automatically setting up components based on the dependencies you include. It reduces manual work, speeds up development, and helps you build robust Java applications more efficiently.